go, Fight Club TV. We're here to get some predictions from Money Murtough. Steve, one of the promoters who runs Abbey Move, real big help, big sponsor for the show. We can't thank him enough for that. Steve, obviously, real keen on the boxing. He's actually been in the ring himself, one of the main guys on Fight Club, and so we thought we'd ask him a few questions on what he thought about the upcoming fight. So, one of the big ones, you actually know both guys quite well, John Capaldi versus Martin Hurricane Hobbs. What do you think about this one, Steve?
I think, personally, as far as I know, John ain't put no training in. He ain't really good in the ring. If he doesn't fucking throw any punches, then I think he's just going to take a beating every 3 rounds. If he does throw punches, it could be alright, because he ain't too bad on the pads. But if he doesn't, I don't think he'll get knocked out, but I think he'll get beat by points. That's my prediction.
Well, we're going to move on to Joshmoorish versus Taylor Gill. Well, Josh actually took the last fight against Aaron Lee at 24 hours notice on the last Fight Club, and he, you know, in fairness, he looked like he knew what he was doing, but now he's had time to train, he's put everything into it, and obviously he's coming up against Taylor Gill. Taylor's been very unlucky in both of his fights he's had on the shows, 2 absolute tear-ups, very close fights. So, what's your thoughts on this one? I think it's either way, it's open to anyone.
For me, Josh didn't look too bad in his last fight. He's got a long reach, so he ain't got a bad jab, which is pretty much what he used throughout the whole fight. But Taylor Gill ain't too bad. I think personally, Taylor Gill will be too much for him. I think Taylor Gill will win this one. Okay,
so we're going to move on to Darren Chippy Jones versus Attila, aka Biega, the Hungry Hungarian. So this one, plenty of hype behind this one, you know, both really up for it. Chippy absolutely buzzing for it as normal. Tough one to call, don't you think?
It will be a tough one. I mean, Chippy's warrior, he just keeps going. Attila, I've only seen him fight once, he wasn't too bad, but then against who he fought, Keith, didn't do no training, didn't really throw any punches, wasn't really interested in the fight.
He took it short notice as well.
Took it short notice, but Chippy obviously gets in there, he don't care, he take a whack to give a whack. So yeah, I think it's going to be a close call, but obviously I'm going to back my man from Swindon, I'm going to go for Chippy.
I think with that fight, there's a little bit more to it than what people realise. I mean, people have only seen Attila the once, they've seen the videos and the training montages he's doing, and it's making Attila look the business.
Yeah.
But really, we don't know an awful lot about him other than what he brought to the table on the last show. Win, lose or draw, Chippy, you know it's going to be action. You know there's going to be excitement either way.
He'll be back for more.
Another big fight. Close friend of yours, brother Jose, his younger brother Pablo El Diablo, is going to take on bad man Mark Ting. Now this is for the featherweights. This has brought some heat. There's been some serious banter between these boys. Old man versus the young man. What do you think?
I personally, I like both lads. I think they're both good lads.
Of course.
I think it's going to be a tough fight. Obviously, I'm gonna back Pablo because obviously he's Jose's brother and he's sort of part of the family. But I don't think it's going to be easy for him. I know Tringy's putting in a lot harder training from what I know and what Pablo is. Yeah. But I think it's going to be very tough for both fighters.
Okay, another one of the big fights on the show. Heavyweight action between Chris Bonnar and Leon Tuite. What's your thoughts on this one?
I don't really know the other guy. I know Leon Smith. I've seen him training a few times. He's a southpaw, I believe. He puts in a lot of hard training. He's quite good. He's quite powerful. I don't really know much about the other guy. I haven't seen him train. I haven't really done nothing. So I'll go with Leon Smith on this one.
Okay. Okay. One of the guys we got on the show is Dan Guthrie. Dan Guthrie, junior ABA champion, made semi-finals of the ABAs. Boxer England. A lot of accolades to his amateur career, had several pros, and this was actually the guy who we had matched up with Craig Ledbetter.
Yeah.
Obviously, Craig, you know, part of your team, good friend of yours. What do you think about Dan Guthrie? Do you think he would cause Craig problems?
I've seen a few of his videos. Obviously, he is a good fighter. He looks good. He's gone quite far. Personally, he's been out the ring for a long time. 6 years is it, I believe. Craig's been quite fresh. Craig, pretty much whoever he fights in his weight category, he's proven to knock out. One thing about Craig is he can go the distance, he can fight the rounds, he puts the time in. As for people disrespecting him on Fight Club saying that he's backed out, never backed out from anyone, and personally, Dan looks good, but I think if Craig catches him with the shot, the lights out, good night.
You're going to back your boy?
Yeah, 100%.
Obviously, it's good to get Dan on the show.
Yeah.
then more people around Swindon are going to know what he's about and who he is, and that could easily leave things open for the next Fight Club show in December.
Craig's already told me 100% he'd be back. He'd be back in December. He'd be back. He'd be ready, and then we can look forward to that one. But meanwhile, let's look forward to Dan Guthrie and see what he can produce.
Next up, we've got Jamie Horn versus Ross the Boss Alexander. Now, you know both guys a little bit. Both been around the shows quite a bit. What can we expect from this one?
I think Ross Alexander, he looks good, he looks fit. You know, in his last fight, I personally believe was a little bit of a mixed match. You know, the guy looked way too small for him, and obviously they stopped it. With Jamie, at least you know, with Jamie, he's a brawler.
He's there to fight.
He'd box. He'd take a shot to give a shot, and I think it'd be a tough fight. I can't call a win. I'm hoping Jamie wins because obviously he's fighting out on my team, but I think it'd be a very tough fight.
It's just a real good match, this one.
Yeah, not easy for either guys.
Next up, moving on, we've got Aaron McGregor versus Chopper, Luke Cambridge. Now this is one people want to see. There's a big following to this.
Again, both guys, like them both, got a lot of time from both. Aaron's been a bit of a fighter, a bit of a baller on the street. Obviously this is the first time I've known him to be in the ring. Chopper's new to the ring, he's had a fight, he's lost a fight, but he's focused, he's fit. I've been training down with Aaron, he's fit. So again, for this one, I don't mind on this one who wins or lose because they're both good friends of mine. So them two, I wish them both the best of luck and the best man win on that one.
Yeah, good, fair comment. Now, this next fight is quite possibly one of the biggest fights that we've had. Any semi-pro, white-collar, non-professional event. It is the ultimate grudge match.
This is the one.
This is Johnny the Spreader Stokes versus Lee Hollywood Hedges. Man, that has been some banter, some heat flying around for over a year now, and finally they're due to get it on.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on this one?
I'm going to go again. Stokesy impressed me last time we fought. He always comes through. Hedger, great guy, cracks him up every time, comes out, guns blazing. I personally think it's going to be a tough fight for both of them, but I think the Hedges are going to come out on top.
I think he's just going to be
a little bit too much. He's constantly on the go. He's pushing, and unless you're a professional fighter, once someone's pressuring you all the time in the ring, it's hard to push that off.
Great fight though.
Yeah.
What a fight to be matched. Finally, we've got the main event. Something you don't see very often at this level of boxing. We've got 5 3-minute rounds for the Fight Club UMPB heavyweight title. We've got fighting out Spartan's Gym, Roma the Rayman de Silva versus Sugar Sean Grant, fighting out the Horseshoe Gym. I mean, this is just another level. Surely, can't get bigger than this. Sean
Grant, you know what? He's impressed me every single fight. He's been doing really well. See him training hard, see him jogging, and his level of skill has impressed me quite a lot. He's focused on what he does. I think it's going to be a very good fight. I think it'll be a good fight because apparently the other guy's a bit of a cage fighter and he's done well. But I think Sean, he's going to be focused on the night, and I think he's going to take it.
Mate, thank you very much. Thanks for having me on board. Thanks for sponsoring the show. We've got Abby Move, which is Steve's company, so anybody who needs any help with removals or deliveries, then please get in touch.
And I'll be back in December.
Boom!
That's wicked.
That's good, man.